Welcome back, everybody, to the Westlake Hornets Teambuilder Dynasty here at NCAA Football 14. As today, we got Senior Day here for the Hornets. And this is a game with a lot of meaning. Easily the most important game of the year, as you can see right there. But number 4, Westlake Hornets, currently 10-1 with a 6-1 in-conference record, taking on the number 6 BYU Cougars, who are also 10-1 with a 6-1 conference record. Not only does the winner of this game advance to the Pac-12 championship, but they get a big win under their resume, which is good for teams like Westlake and BYU, who have already lost games this season. The teams above the Hornets are all in the SEC, the undefeated Tennessee, undefeated Auburn, and the 2-loss Alabama, which I find kind of interesting. Looking at BYU, why are they so good this year? Their defense. Number 1 scoring defense, number 2 defense in yards, and then top 7 passing and rushing defense. They are incredible. As I said, it is Senior Day. The Hornets seniors include starters Jason Gibbs, Noah Newton, Frank Bray, Marcus Shelton, Ray Johnson, and Lawrence McCoon. And then there are a few backups: Jamal Hill, Jeff Brandt, Mike Jones, Derek Berry, and I feel like there's somebody I'm forgetting. I feel like such a bad individual. Oh, Andy Pino, who's a starter. How did I forget Pino? Probably because he sucked this year. Did I mention this is a rivalry game? These two are big rivals. The rivalry is known as the Cold War because it's always a hard-fought battle between these two teams, and this year I expect no different. BYU is a talented offense led by running back Andre Haynes. He opens up with a nice gain. Andre Haynes is really, really good. Dan Smith is solid as well as he gets it to Ford. Ford down the sideline, eventually tracked down by Lewis Kahn. 2 plays in, BYU has it at the 11. BYU's usually a respectable team, but this year they've put all the pieces together to be a legit contender. 3rd and 2, Haynes loses 4. Guess who it is? Andy Pino, who I was trash-talking earlier. He makes the tackle. That's a pretty big tackle, and that'll force a field goal. When I said Andy Pino was bad this year, that is kind of mean. He had that really bad game against Boise State, but other than that, I mean, he's been fine for the most part. BYU does make the kick, and it's now 3-0. That's a freshman kicker whose last name is Lake, ironically. Westlake has it at the 10. How did they get such bad starting field position, you ask? Well, Carter Westwood, the kick returner, took a knee right in front of the end zone at the 1. That's how. 3rd down, that is incomplete. Westwood is hit hard, and that's Carter's brother Steven, for those who don't know, and that'll lead to a 3-and-out. There isn't a whole lot of margin for error in this game, so taking a knee in front of the end zone could prove to be costly. Here is Smith on 1st down over to Ford. He gets a nice gain of 11, and BYU's moving down the field really fast. I don't know how BYU's defense doesn't allow any yardage because their offense has such a fast pace. It's incredible. Here is Smith. He gets it to an open Randall, and he gets it to about the 10. Bad coverage by Westlake. BYU's been the better team early on, and they've proven why they're the number 6 team in the nation. But they've been in the red zone twice now, and they only have a pair of field goals. Lake makes the kick again, and the Cougars now lead it 6-0. BYU's pass rush is really good, and look no further than the interior of their defensive line. Seniors Fred Campbell and Devontae Cook are 2 of the best at their position, and I expect both of them to be very high picks in this year's NFL Draft. Here's Ori Ayeluko on 2nd and 9. He's going to show off the burners. One of the fastest players in college football. He gets 31. And Ayeluko has continued to prove these past couple of weeks that he is the best receiver on this football team. I think Ori Ayeluko is starting to make people question who is the better Ayeluko brother. Obviously, his older brother, Ayo Ayeluko, was a wide receiver here a few years ago. Graduated, was a very good player. Ori Ayeluko definitely has more talent. But who's had the better career? And we still have Ulrich's senior season to find out. As speaking of seniors, it's Frank Bray, the slot receiver, who gets 21. Hornets offense starting to look good now. Westlake is now in the red zone for the first time today. Jason Gibbs, the senior, joins Stephen Westwood in the backfield. Westwood scrambling, trying to avoid the sack. He is unsuccessful. Stephen Westwood loses 4, courteous of Lance Walker. Now it's 2nd and 14 after the sack here for Westlake. It's Tim Beck now in the backfield. Here is Steven. Going to look for Noah Newton. Newton with the 1st down, and that's a touchdown. The senior wideout from Edmonton, Canada. Noah Newton with the score. And Westlake will take the lead late in the first. This BYU offense has looked really good today, but they've only been able to score field goals. Now 3rd and 4. That's a fumble. The sack is by, I think, Marcus Shelton was the one who got the... No, that's Octavius October who makes the force, number 69. Nice. Recovered by BYU, but still a 3 and out. Good possession for the defense. It is 3rd and 3 for Westlake. BYU's offense just got a 3 and out. The Hornets hope to not follow suit. As Stephen Westwood going to scramble. He's going to run for the first down. Look at Westwood! Makes an excellent cut and will slide at around the 30. Other than the first drive, which was an absolute disaster for Westlake, this offense is looking really good. And remember, BYU's defense is the best in college football, so seeing Westlake's offense playing well so far is very encouraging. Westwood's going to try to run for another first down, and he's unsuccessful. Caught down from behind by Tyler Fletcher. Now it's 4th and 11. Do the Hornets kick the field goal? I mean, they are in 4-down territory. Here's a 47-yard field goal attempt from Volker Gantz. We know he struggles from the hashes, and he will drill this one right down the middle. Volker Gantz with an absolute beauty, and it's now 10-6. We got to look at this replay. Not every day do you get a Volker Gantz kick that goes right down Main Street. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd and 1 for BYU. They don't want another 3 and out, do they? Dan Smith is going to look to throw it. Going to take a deep shot, and it's way overthrown out of bounds. Nice completions for him, though. He is 6 for 9. This game started off slow for Westlake, but they're starting to play a lot better as this one has gone along on both sides of the football. Handoff for John Cummings. He's going to lose 4. Excellent play right there by the senior safety, Marcos Vedic, a former Westlake recruiting target a while ago. He makes the tackle for loss. Now it's 2nd and 14 after the 4-yard loss. It's going to be another handoff over for John Cummings. He will get the first down. Very nice run from Cummings. He had a ton of big plays at the beginning of the season. Now not as much, so 14-yard gains are pretty big for him. This clock continues to tick, which is obviously very bad if you are BYU because Westlake starts with the ball in the second half. So BYU has a chance to not only be down 2 scores going into the locker room, but they don't start on offense. Westwood looking for the corner of the end zone. It's Bray with the touchdown. The senior with a nice receiving score, his second. Or no, Newton had the first one. So it's the second receiving touchdown by a senior. 1 for Newton, 1 for Bray. And Westlake makes it a 2-score game. BYU's down to 25 seconds left. They do have 2 timeouts and have it at about midfield. So scoring on this drive is definitely not out of the question. Okay, maybe now it is. Andre Haynes loses 2. Hornets will call time. The Hornets are hoping for a couple big plays and a couple quick plays so they can potentially add a few more points before halftime. Westwood, quick pass for Herman. He gets flattened, and we're down to 6 seconds. Westlake has 2 routes here, either the Hail Mary or the quick pass. They're not in Hail Mary formation for what it's worth, so they're probably going with the latter, as it's going to be over to Frank Bray, and the Hornets call their final timeout, but I don't think they're in field goal range. Well, Westlake's going to try it, a 60-yard field goal attempt for Volker Gantz. Even though his accuracy is inconsistent, we know he has the leg power to do it. And the accuracy's off. The power was close. Not that it really matters. That's how the first half ends. Your score is 17-6. Second half underway. Your score is 17-6. Westlake has the lead. Going to start off a run over to Jason Gibbs. Gibbs has a block. Gibbs with a nice gain to open up the half past the 50. 4th and 2. Let's start this second half off with a bang, shall we? The Hornets are going to go for it. Risking it for the biscuit. Westwood scrambling. Westwood going deep for John Cummings, and he dropped it. The throw was perfect, but Cummings has Eric Ebron-like brick hands, and it is incomplete. Westlake cannot get comfortable. I know they're up by 2 possessions. They feel comfortable, but BYU is an elite team this year that you cannot get comfortable. Here's Smith on 3rd and 9. He's going to be sacked. Delvin Hines brings him down for a big loss. That'll force a 3 and out and a punt. Westlake has the football back as it's now 2nd and 7. They're already pretty close to midfield, and it's going to be an option. Westwood, late toss, perfect timing to the senior, Jason Gibbs, who's tackled, but not before getting 47. Great timing by Westwood, and then Jason Gibbs had the open field and was able to capitalize. Huge play for the Hornets, and now they have an opportunity to punch it in. 4th and goal at not even the 1, maybe at the half or the quarter-yard line. Westlake is going to go for it. Westwood going to try to take it in himself, and he's unsuccessful. It's the senior, Fred Campbell, a projected first-rounder, who brings him down. BYU gets another big stop on 4th. Can Westlake get another stop? This time it's 3rd and 7 at around the 5 or 6 yard line. Smith, what was that? As soon as he snapped it, he just decided to chuck it, and it's incomplete. 5 wide set here on 1st down for Westlake. They do get the play off in time. It's a fake handoff for Bray. Westwood gonna take a shot, and it's picked by Ellis. No relations to Alex Ellis, the greatest Westlake Hornet of all time, but it is an interception by Chris Ellis, and that'll be a turnover for Westlake. As, I mean, the Hornets have been the better team, but it feels like they're almost trying to keep BYU in it. The Hornets are doing a great job at keeping this game close. The Hornets have had opportunities to turn this game into a blowout. They have not. At least offensively. I mean, defensively, this team's been phenomenal today. It's the senior, Lawrence McCoon, forcing the loss of 4. 3rd and 4 here for BYU. Let's see if they can convert and try to get their offense back moving again. Handoff for Haynes, and they are unsuccessful. Justin McGee brings him down, and that'll force yet another punt. 13 carries for 19 yards. Didn't he have like 2 carries for 19 yards earlier in this game? 3 quarters down, 1 to go, and it's very fair to say that Westlake is still in the driver's seat. Score does remain 17-6. No scoring in the 3rd quarter, even though Westlake, they should have scored. Here's Westwood. He has an open man deep. It's his younger brother, the true freshman Carter Westwood. 56-yard touchdown. So after no points are scored in the 3rd quarter, the first play here in quarter number 4 is a touchdown. BYU's offense had yet another 3 and out. Westlake's defense has obviously been very inconsistent this year, but today they have been absolutely phenomenal. Here is Stephen Westwood on 1st down, hoping Ayuluko cuts open, and he kind of does. He wasn't open, but he comes down with it for a gain of 21. The Hornets now have it at the goal line as they try to extend this lead. The senior running back, Jason Gibbs, joins Westwood in the backfield as they continue to chew clock. Toss for Gibbs. He's going to lose about 8. Very nice play by Bo Tate. Don't normally see losses of 8 often on run plays. This clock continues to tick. It's now 3rd and goal at the 8. Westwood scrambling. He's going to try to run it in, and he is successful. Stephen Westwood dives for the rushing touchdown, and Westlake will now be up by 4 possessions, pretty much sealing the bow on this game. It hasn't been a very well-kept secret this season that Westlake's defense has been very inconsistent, but today they've been dominant. After 2 really good first drives from BYU, I don't know what clicked, but this Hornets defense just started to dominate. BYU is now 0 for 10 on 3rd down. I don't think they've crossed midfield since that 2nd field goal. And now here's an interception for John Paul Patterson. Westlake has a new face in at quarterback. It's Jamal Hill. You might not really know this name, but Hill is a backup running back. He only has 6 career touches, and all of them were as a freshman. He now has the opportunity to throw a pass or get sacked. Fred Campbell really trying to ruin the moment. This is the first time Jamal Hill has gotten a touch since week 1 of his redshirt freshman season against Utah State in garbage time. He has to do something. Oh gosh. Okay, maybe he should just knee it instead of throw it. Here is the final knee from Jamal Hill, the senior. The first time he stepped on a field since his redshirt freshman year. Good for him. And good for Westlake. What a performance today against BYU. 31-6. This defense looks on fire. BYU's offense looked very good those first 2 drives. They only scored field goals, but the offense was really looking good. And then I don't know what happened, but BYU's offense fell off the face of the earth, and Westlake's defense dominated. This defense has had some rough patches this season, but, I mean, the defense looked as good as they've been all year. The offense is still cooking. This team looks like they're in position to potentially make a national championship. Next game will be the Pac-12 championship. I'm not entirely sure who Westlake will be facing off against. And if they win, maybe, just maybe, they'll have a chance to repeat as national champions. Have a good one. Peace.